Hello, my name is Ashwani Mahajan and I'm here to present my digital forensics final project report. So, my project topics was forensic analysis of cloud storage, and here I've focused on Google Drive cloud storage. So, just to give you an overview of what a cloud storage is. So, cloud storage is a service which is generally used for file sharing and collaboration purposes. In this, a user can simply upload and download files to his cloud storage and he can share it with other people as well. So what happens is like there are two ways we can use the cloud storage. We can either use it as a web application in which we have to go to the website and then we have to just put in our login credentials and we can access the cloud storage. And also there is a second option in which we can simply download the application on our desktop and then we can use it in a similar way. There is no difference in the functionalities. It's just like how you prefer to use it. And then basically, and here I've focused on the client desktop application, in which we download the application on our PC. Yeah. So yeah, what motivated me to do this project was like I just wanted to I wanted to gather I was just wanted to gather the artifacts from a Windows system about the distributed cloud storage Google Drive, which I like focused on. So in this, like basically what happens is that whenever we download a cloud storage the application, and then we when we upload or download the files, or do any operation like deleting or sharing, there are some artifacts or remnants which are left behind in our computer, even if we delete the application in the future. So my whole point of this project was to find such artifacts, find such information which can be useful for a forensic investigator to gather some evidence from a client system, even if the application was deleted by the user. And here basically I've like focused on extracting some important information like operating system, what operating system was used, the application version of the cloud storage, the email address or the login account which was associated with the application, and then some information about the file system, like the total number of files which were present in the application are there in the cloud, or and like how many are still existing or how many were deleted, or the file names, file extension, the size, hash, and the list goes on. So this I'll show you later on during the implementation part. So in my testing environment, I'm currently using a Mac operating system. In this, I've used a virtual box to create three images: Windows 8.1, 64-bit, Windows 7, and Windows 10. And basically, in each of the systems, I have downloaded Mozilla Firefox and Google Chrome browsers. And apart from that, I've also used process monitor. Basically process monitor I use process monitor to monitor and to know what changes are being made to the file system, and what new registries are being created, or what modifications are being made to the existing registry during the Google Drive installation. And also once the installation is complete and when we perform certain operations like we upload or download the file. So what basically I just wanted to monitor everything which was happening on the system. And then for this purpose I have like created a new email account, forensicsp@gmail.com. This was the account I associated with the Google Drive. And then the version, I downloaded the version 1.3.1.32 version. So what was my methodology? So as I told you, I created three different images, like Windows 8.1, 7, and Windows 10. Basically, my main motivation behind downloading three images, creating three images, was that I just wanted to make sure that it is compatible with all the Windows system. So I just tested it on like Windows 7, 8.1, and 10, and I'm sure that it is compatible with all the three versions. And then so our first step was creating the images. Then second step was like downloading the process monitor, and like I said that I use process monitor to record the changes that the cloud service made during the installation of an uninstallation of the cloud service. So this is just a screenshot to show what exactly happening. So this is a process monitor. It is like showing all the processes which are being run on the system, and then I've used some filters to just show me like what are the changes being made by Google Drive. So and then after once everything was done, so I was with the help of process monitor, I just wanted to look at what useful files were created by the applications. So there were like three files which were the most important files that the application created. It was sync config.db. It's basically a SQLite database. It contains information about the profile configuration. And then there's snapshot.db. It's again a SQLite database. It contains information about the local and cloud entry, basically what all, like the file names and the hashing, the status, if the file is deleted or not, etc. And then sync log file. So basically log file, it contains, again it contains information about the client sync session, like when the client synced his desktop application with the web application. So the main point here is that, like, when I uninstalled the application, what I found was that the sync config.db and snapshot.db, these two databases were deleted from the system, but there were some parts of sync log file which was still present in the system, and this is the main thing which I have focused throughout my project report and the project. So basically, like, I have targeted this log file. Like, I am like gathering the information, the remnants or artifacts from basically this log file. So yeah, so and also like to make sure what's happening, I just like I downloaded various files and folders using like different laptops, and then also I deleted some files just to make sure that to just to know like what's happening. And then finally, yeah, like I said, I uninstalled the process, and then I just used the sync log file. So yeah, so the conclusion was that, like I said, like there were some artifacts which were left behind, like after deletion or unlinking. After, like, if we delete a file maybe, or if we just unlink our account, if we don't delete the application, maybe suppose I don't delete the application but I just unlink the account, still then I can gather the information, like what was happening in the cloud storage. And also, even like if I simply just go and uninstall the application. So, and also, like, while I was doing the project, like I have focused on Google Drive, but initially I looked into other cloud storages as well, like the SkyDrive, Google Drive, and then Dropbox. Basically, what I found that in Google Drive, the databases which we saw, like sync config.database, snapshot.database, so these were like in plain text. I just like downloaded a SQLite Studio 2, and then I was able to access the database. But whereas in the case of Dropbox, it created the encrypted or DBX databases, which were not easily decrypted. To decrypt those databases, I had to like use a Dropbox decryptor tool, and it is like currently it's like currently sold by the Magnet Enterprise. So that's why I did not focus on Dropbox for this project, because I did not wanted to like buy a particular tool to do my project. It would be like unfair to the project. So that's why for now I'll like focus on Google Drive, but definitely like in the future, I mentioned the future scope. Like, I am thinking to expand this project, and I want to include some other cloud storages into my project, like Dropbox, SkyDrive, OneDrive, and etc. And also like this can be used for the mobile applications. Like in the future we can do something like about the mobile applications. Yep. And also for this project, I focus completely on Windows system. So, but yes, we can do it on Mac OS also. But there are like slight differences in Windows and Mac machines, because in Mac machines there are like different files which were being created. There were different folders. There was no snapshot or database. There was not sync config database. There is no sync log file which is generated. So yes, so it's a bit different from Windows system, but definitely we can work on it in the future. So here are just some references which I use. I refer to some like research papers, the research which were like being done on like if it is possible to, even if it is possible to like gather the artifacts from a cloud storage, and like and other stuff, and like magnet forensic. I told you like here basically they sell the Dropbox decryptor tool. They have an application which they sell for like $1,500, I think so, $1,500 per month. And I just didn't want to purchase that application, because I thought that it would be not good for my project. Yep. So we can now see some implementations. Uh, so this is my program basically, which I've used. It's a very simple program. I've just like, and also for the sake of simplicity, I've divided it into some modules, which each module has a different function. Like this module, it extracts the data from sync log file, and then this it tells about all the file names which were there. It tells about the sizes of each file, the operating system, application version, file extension, email address, the status of the file, if the file is deleted or not, the hash, then the share, like if the file was shared with someone else, and the reader download restricted status, then object type, like if the uploaded thing is a uploaded object is a file or a folder, total number of deleted files, total number of objects, existing files, existing folders, and so on. So yep, so I'll just show you how it works. uh, Yeah, so let's go to our directly. Yeah, and just to mention, like for the simplicity of this video, I've like already extracted the sync log file, and I've added it to my system. So yeah, so whenever I run my program, there are like two files, the output and output one .csv files which are generated. I've like chosen the CSV format to show my output. And yeah, like I was telling you, like for the sake of simplicity of this video, I've like already extracted sync log file from the Windows system into my Mac OS, just to show you how it works. And then this is a test.txt file. What is it does is that basically like like there are a lot of like redundant information in that sync log file, which I don't need for this project. it has a lot of information, and but we don't really need that. So what I've done is that I'm just targeting on a portion of this file, and then the relevant part of this file, and then I'm like writing it to another text file. This is a text file. I'm basically writing the relevant information into the text file so that I can use it for my project. So now let's see, take a look at the outputs. Yeah. Yep. So yeah, like I said, so I use Windows when I extracted this log file from Windows 10 operating system. So it is telling me the operating system, the application was the email address, like I mentioned in the presentation. I created a separate email account, forensicsp@gmail.com. There are like total number of objects are 14. There are no deleted files, like existing files are 14 objects, and then existing folders are 2. So oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, so the output CSV file, basically I've like divided the output into two, so that like the one file, it just shows me, it tells me about the file structure, the cloud storage structure, basically like gives an overview of the structure. And then there's another file, output one, it basically tells about exactly about the what all information I about the file types in the cloud storage. So the file names, like there were like different files: news, setup, layout, setup, Oracle setup, DB data, one, two, doc, line, docx. The file types, basically essential, like what kind of file they were. They were like exe files, PDFs, and then object type, like this is a folder, it's again a folder, it was a file, file, and then the sizes of each file, the hash. So status of here, the false means that the files were not deleted. So what we saw in the previous output, it showed me like the total number of deleted files was 0. So so if the file was deleted, then it would have been a true flag. Then again, shared basically means that if the file was shared by with some other people over the drive, and again, and the reader download restricted, basically. So I didn't give any permissions, any such permissions, so it's just showing me a false statement. Okay, and I also like show you the drive, basically, like just to confirm that if everything is okay with the output. I'm sorry. Yeah, so I'll just show you. So like we saw, there was new folder. It basically has again a one folder, light capture. And then it has like certain files. It has like a setup file, and then layout or DLL. Mm, and then it's just like, let's go on. So and also they were like and then there's like the files which I uploaded on the system. So yeah, so this was my project. I hope you liked it. And also I'll be submitting my code, my outputs, my presentation, the synopsis. I created a project report just to for the sake of easiness, like it tells everything about what my project is about, my methodology, what steps I performed, the conclusion, scope, conclude, and then the references, basically. So yeah, so I hope you liked it. Thank you so much for teaching me digital forensics. I really appreciate the time that you took out from your busy schedule to teach to teach us digital forensics. And I think I learned a lot from this class. And again, once again, thank you so much.